Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Julie and I post videos on affordable beauty. Today I am continuing my series with the e.l.f. The New Classics palette, and I believe that this is look number 4. It might be look number 5. But either way, I've done several looks with this palette, and if you haven't seen the other looks that I have done so far, I will have the playlist linked over here or also down in the description box. But I'm doing several different looks with this palette, and I love the way that the look turned out today. I think this is a great look for fall, like a nice fall glam makeup look. I'm going to first go in with the shade called Darling, and I'm using just a fluffy blending brush that came out of an 18-piece Amazon brush set. So I will link that set down below, but I've mentioned it a bunch here on my channel. It has 18 quality brushes for around $10, so it's just an amazing brush set. So I'm just going to use this to blend out that crease shade. So I'm just blending that in the crease and then a little bit here in the outer V, and I am going to do my foundation after my eyeshadow today just because a few of these shades can have a little bit of fallout, and I just want to clean everything up just to give things a more like crisp edge since I'm doing a more dramatic glam makeup look today. Then for the brow bone color, I'm going to use this shade in Cream and just a flat shader concealer type of brush out of that brush set. Just packing that shade on the brush, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to lightly put this here on the brow bone. I'm going to take this shade in Beloved and this fluffier, like pinched blending brush. It's kind of like in between a blending brush and a shading brush. And I'm going to just blend in between the Darling shade that I use in the crease and that cream shade for the brow bone. So I'm just kind of putting Beloved in between those two. And I know that this Beloved shade has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it doesn't look bad in between those two colors. I feel like we're getting a little bit more comfortable putting, you know, shimmery shades in our crease. Like, of course, shades that aren't too extra shimmery, but I know that I have gotten a little bit more comfortable doing that, where, you know, back in like 2015, 2014, that would have been such a no-no. All right, and that just kind of like tones down and just kind of blends in between those two shades a little bit better. I mean, that's the thing about makeup. Like sure, there's definitely ways to apply makeup that looks more flattering than other ways, but all of us have different face shapes, skin tones, eye shapes, and all of that. So, you know, the way that I would apply makeup might not be as flattering as it would be on you. So you just have to kind of adjust certain things that I do to work for your face. So like when people are like, don't do this or don't do that, it's like makeup is supposed to be fun, and there really is no right or wrong way to do makeup, at least in my opinion. I know that there's probably other people out there that would totally disagree with me, but I mean, you can just see it with like makeup trends, like how things that we would have done back like 10 years ago, we don't really do some of those things now, and how some of those things are considered no-nos now and vice versa. So that's the thing about makeup. There really is no right or wrong way to do it. Sorry, I just got off on a little rant, but I just had to say that. So now I'm going to use the shade Rose Gold all over the eyelid, and I'm just packing that on with the other flat shader brush in that brush set. So this is the shade that can have some fallout, so just make sure that you tap the brush off really well. You could also apply this shade with your finger, but I always like applying shades with a brush or even with like a makeup sponge. this would apply well with a makeup sponge. I might actually show you guys that technique on the other eye, but I just like using either a sponge or a shader brush to apply eyeshadow to the lid, just so I can be like a little bit more precise with it, like when I'm doing a more glam look. Now, if I was just using this shade as like a one and done eyeshadow, then yeah, using my finger would be just fine. And I wouldn't necessarily worry about it being super precise. So just packing that all over the lid, and I'm kind of taking it up above the crease just slightly, just because I have deep set eyes, and I find that like when I blink or close my eyes, if I don't put the shadow up slightly a little bit higher, it like pulls my crease down too far. And I've mentioned this before on my channel, but if you have really hooded eyes, like my eyes aren't really hooded, they're just deep set, but like hooded eyes is where when you have your eyes and you're looking straight ahead, you can't see your eyelid. So if you have hooded eyes, what you can do is apply your lid shade slightly above your crease, so that whenever you have your eyes looking forward, like when your eyes are open, you can still see that shade, like if you had that space between your brow bone and eyelid. So I know that maybe for some people that might be kind of hard to do if you don't have a lot of space between, you know, your eyelid and your brow bone, but that is the technique to do if you have hooded eyes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to apply the shade with a makeup sponge, and I got this huge pack of 120 makeup sponges off of Amazon for, I don't even remember, maybe it was like $4 or $6. It might have been cheaper than that, but I will link down below which ones these are if you are curious about these. But I just love a good sponge for applying just a shimmery shadow, especially if it's one that applies well with your fingers, because this mimics like a finger. So I'm just going to pack that color here on the sponge. And it also helps to not have fallout when you use these sponges. And then just going to apply that. And it's like, honestly, now seeing this sponge, I think I like the way that applies it better than the brush. It's like I do want the edge to be defined, but not as defined as it is with the brush. So I'm going to have to start using sponges a little bit more often. I just tend to forget about them because I'm always so used to using brushes, but especially with shimmers, sponges are so good. Because like I said, they prevent fallout and it's mimicking like your finger. So, all right. And then with the flat shader brush, I'm going to grab some of the shade in Muse, which is this dark, warm chocolate brown. Just pack it there on this brush. And it's like, now that I'm doing this, I'm like, I should probably use the sponge. But let's use the brush on this side and then I'll use the sponge on the other side so we can see the difference. I should do like a makeup challenge, like an eyeshadow look only using a makeup sponge. Would you guys like to see that? If so, let me know down in the comments. But now I'm going to flip that little sponge over to the other side that doesn't have eyeshadow. And I'm just packing that shade Muse on the sponge. And then I'm just going to apply that here. I mean, like before I started my YouTube channel and, you know, started buying makeup brushes and experimenting with those, the sponge was the only way that I used to apply eyeshadow. So it would be interesting to see how well I could apply like a full eyeshadow look with just only a sponge. Right, and then I'm going in with the Sigma E25 blending brush. It's just like a pinched blending brush. And I'm getting some of this Muse shade on the tip of the brush. Tap off the excess, so just about like this much of that shade on the brush. And then I'm going to stamp that color this way, just kind of little circular motions, and then stamp this way, little circular motions, and then just kind of swipe in towards the crease. And that's how I go about blending my outer V color. I know sometimes I can be really fast about blending out here just because, you know, I've practiced this tons of times. And so sometimes, you know, from your all's perspective, you can't really tell how I'm going about blending the outer V, but that's what I do. Just kind of pull the shade up and then pull the shade over. And I try not to blend it out too far, but since I'm doing more of a dramatic glam look, I feel like there's sounds going on right now. There was like Canadian geese flying overhead. I can go a little bit more dramatic with the eyeshadow since I'm doing a more glam look. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back with the blending brush and I'm going to take some of this shade in Truffle and also a little bit of Beloved. So I'm just gonna mix those two colors, tap off the excess, and then just lightly go around the edge. This is just gonna warm up the brow bone because we lost some of that warmth in blending all those colors in the outer V and on the eyelid and everything. I have showed you guys this little trick before, but I'm gonna get some of my lotion on the back of my hand here, and I'm just gonna roll a Q-tip in that lotion. And then I'm gonna take the Q-tip here, the corner of my eye, take it up to the brow, and this is just gonna clean up any eyeshadow that got a little too far blended out. This is just gonna clean up the look. And also just pull your eye up a little bit. Off camera, I went ahead and did my foundation concealer, filled in my brows. So I will have those products listed down below in the description box. So I'm going back with a little sponge and I'm gonna take some of this shade in Blanc on the tip of this. And I'm just going to put that here in the inner corner of the eye. And then I'm going to take whatever's left on this and just lightly put it on the brow just to add a little bit of like a sheen there to kind of tie in the inner corner highlight. And then we'll come back at the end and finish out the eyes, but I really like the way that they turned out. This is such a gorgeous look for fall. Like if you wanted to do a nice glam fall eyeshadow look, I just love this coppery orange with like that brown in the outer V. So pretty. And for the face, I'm going to do light contouring today with the LA Girl Just Blushing blush in Just Because. This is a really cool toned blush. And I'm going to be using the Morphe M530. I'm just going to get a little bit of this shade like kind of on the side of the brush there. Tap off the excess and then just lightly contour like where the hollows of your cheeks are. Just really light. Just to create like a slight shadow. I mean, like when I do the hollows of the cheeks, it's like I come slightly above that, but not too high. It's in that general region. So I hope you can see, like when I look forward, there's like a slight shadow there, but when you like turn to the side, it doesn't look too intense or like dirty or anything like that. And then for the bronzer, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronzer. And I'm just using the Real Techniques large powder brush. And I'm going to go around the hairline here. And lightly just like buff. And sometimes what I do is I dip the brush into the bronzer like that. And then I take the back of my hand and kind of dab just to get any of the excess off so that it can just be applied a little bit more evenly, and so that the product doesn't go down too heavy in any certain spot there on the forehead. Like where you apply bronzer, you just want to bronze in the areas where the sun would naturally tan your face. And I forgot how much I really liked this brush for bronzing because it just diffuses the bronzer so nicely. It just blends everything so easily. Because like this brush is like tapered on the sides. So with it being tapered, it just blends things out so well. And then I'm going to take whatever's left, just brush it there on the sides of my nose. And then also take whatever's left on the jawline and on the neck, just to kind of blend and just warm things up a little bit. For the blush, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine, and this color just looks so pretty with like a nice copper eye. So I'm just using the Sigma F40 and just starting right here on the apples of the cheeks and then just pulling the blush back. But like when it comes to, you know, blush application, bronzer, contour, all that, you just need to figure out what placement looks best on your face shape and then just do that technique. So that's what I recommend. I know that we're applying blush fairly high up these days, but you know, just do whatever's flattering for your face shape. I'm just highlighting with the Essence Baked or Nude, or the Essence Nude, the Essence Pure Nude Baked Highlighter in Be My Sunlight. And actually this is the Sunlighter, not the highlighter. And I'm just using this Real Techniques 402. It's their setting brush to blend this highlight in. He's setting the face today with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. That's just going to tone down any powders on the face and just make things look a little bit more natural. And it's also going to help your makeup to last longer throughout the day. Just going to curl up my lashes, apply some mascara, and then I'm also going to apply some false lashes today. So I will show you guys like what false lashes I'm using. I mean, obviously, if you don't like wearing false lashes, you can totally skip that step. Or if you like wearing eyeliner, you can apply some eyeliner. So really just however you want to finish out the eye look, just do that. So for the mascara, I'm going to be using the Essence Lash Without Limits. This is in the Ultra Black color. All right, and for the false lashes today, I'm going to be using these Ardell Faux Mink Wispies, the Demi Wispies here. I will have these linked down below in the description box, but I am going to cut these lashes in half and just use them in the outer corners of the lashes. So... And then I'm going to be using the Ardell, the Duo Brush On Lash Adhesive in the black color. Okay, I just put these back on the little thing just to show you how much of the lashes, like where I cut it in half. So I spaced it so you guys could see the half there, but I'm going to be using the front half here on the outer corner of my lashes. So then I just kind of go behind the lashes there. And I first put down the middle. And I try to get it as close to the base of my lashes as I can. Sometimes I'm not always successful with that. And then I just place the other two ends of the lashes. Kind of use the tweezers to help get the false lashes down. For the lipstick today, I'm going to use the Maybelline Color Sensational Lipstick in Crazy for Coffee. Just recently picked this up and it pairs so nice with this eyeshadow and blush. So that is this completed look with the e.l.f. The New Classics. Try to get up close so you guys can see. Hopefully the lashes turned out okay. But I hope that you guys are enjoying my tutorial series with the e.l.f. The New Classics palette. If you guys are enjoying this, give this video a thumbs up. And if this is the first video that you are seeing from the series, I will have the playlist linked over here with the other looks that I've done so far. I'm trying to do a large variety of different types of looks, like everyday looks, you know, more everyday but a little bit glam, some soft glam looks, some heavier glam makeup looks. So yeah, just if you are interested in the other looks that I'm going to be doing with this palette, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of those. And I hope that you guys have a great day. Thank you so much if you watched to the very end of this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Today, I am continuing my series with the e.l.f. The New Classics, with the e.l.f. The New Classics palette. Kind of forgot that I needed it on the on the tip of the brush. Just hit the mirror.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect.